All right, we're live. Hello, my name is Chris Mayer. I'm one of the hosts here at Boston Indies. We're here for Bit Show Episode 3. That's the Boston Indies talk show and happy hour. Today's June 11th. We got a great show for you here today. Of course, with our hosts, Ziba Scott and Ichiro Lamb. We have two guests tonight. Very exciting. Chel Wong is going to be talking about audio stuff. Probably other things. I actually have no idea. We're also going to have Phil Fogerite, who's going to be making... Actually, you know what? I'll leave it as a surprise. Little cocktail demo. It'll be very exciting. It'll be around probably 8 o'clock. But, of course, this is a Boston-based event, so if anyone has announcements about exciting stuff that's going on in the community, just drop that in the chat. I have two right here that I'm just going to read out while you do that. If I see anything in the chat, I'll read that out too. First up, June 30th, we have Oscar Cohen, who's going to be speaking at Game Audio Boston. Oscar, of course, used to be a Boston local, was a student at Berkeley, and is now at Riot Games out in LA. That's going to be on June 30th. You can find out more information about that at bostongamedev.com, which is our meetup page for all of the local goings-on. And then kind of a fun new thing, Josh Galecki from the Slack channel is going to be running an event called Show Don't Tell, where people are going to get into small groups, play the games that they're working on, demo them a little bit, and then see if the audience can kind of determine what the game is, what's going on there, just as an exercise in kind of readability about your game systems. And that's going to be on June 24th, and you can find information about that on the meetup page as well. Again, bostongamedev.com. That's not posted yet. That's going to be going up soon. Do we have any announcements in the chat? It doesn't look like it. Oh, PS5, bunch of stuff announced today. Very exciting. You can check that out if you want. Yeah. All right. Let's just get right into it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh. Yeah, well, it's good to be back with everybody. I do want to announce that Ichiro right now is being rendered on a PS5.
That's true. It is uncanny, like a valley.
Yeah, we got that orange and blue lighting going on. I'm
at 4K too. I got a request for everybody in the Twitch chat for first of all, hello, and second of all, I don't know who half of these usernames are. Like Lunar Boot Camp. Who's Lunar Boot Camp? Who's Luigi? Oh, it's G-Funk. I haven't seen you in like 8 years. All right, this Vermont Digital Arts, that's Elliot. I'm assuming Demi Dev is Demi. All right, that's all. It was nice seeing you all.
Oh, well, it feels cozier already. Thanks, Ichiro, for dragging that out of people. Yeah. Chris already hyped the show. It's a great show. We got Chel coming on soon. And before we get into the review of the arts, the devlog review, Ichiro, what have you been up to lately?
Well, I'm actually going to show that to you because you very kindly put that into a slideshow. And here in our show notes, it says, Ziba asked Ichiro what he's been up to lately. Ichiro lies to Ziba. That is not a lie. I'm going to turn it back to you because we did not get a line in here about what Ziba's up to. I hear that you love.
I've been fighting with the Unreal Engine all week, all day. Yeah, I don't know. We can get to the nitty gritty at happy hour, but after 10 years of using Unity every year and cursing at it, I thought, let's spend some time in Unreal and see how the professionals do it. And it's shaken my my understanding a little of well, what are the limits of what we as techies have to or should put up with in terms of like the ease of workflow versus the final product. And I think I'm learning a bit about what some of the big teams might have to go through. So it's been interesting. It's been frustrating. I've got some Baileys. I'm doing all right.
Wow, Trevor just called out Unreal on that. Unreal equals fatal mistake. Fine. All right. Moving on.
All right. But it's not just I who is struggling, and through the world of game dev, this is my segue to let's look at Devlog. And this is to encourage everybody, post your stuff in the Devlog, in the Slack.
Yeah.
Let's start. Evan Martinez. Oh, we've got some visuals this time.
Yeah, we do.
Evan Martinez, a regular contributor to Devlog, has shared a prototype of a twin-stick shooter / time trial game that they're working on. It's exciting.
Bloop, 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 bloop. I'm adding audio.
Oh.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, that's fine.
You win. Yeah.
You win. I feel good. So we do. Yeah.
Lovely.
Go. Why don't you take the first three? I'll take the last.
All
three.
right. Yeah. Michael Silverman, who is also one of our best regular contributors to Devlog, finished Egg Game for Egg Jam. I took a little video here. You can play it in the web. Go find that link in Devlog. There's I think it's on itch, and you can play it right on the webpage. Get playing right away. It's cute. It's got some physics. Go, Michael. Well done.
Michael with us today? All right, that's fine.
All right. And then we got Saul showing a work in progress drawing of a wispy ghost. Very attractive.
Love it.
It's work in progress, but I like that work. Cool.
Yeah. So didn't post a devlog per se, but this is live on this coming soon page, I think, on Steam now. Molasses Flood, which I think, like, can you imagine a studio naming themselves after Boston's 7th worst disaster and most tastiest disaster? But this is the follow-up to, not direct follow-up to The Flame in the Flood, but Drake Hollow, which is coming up on Steam at some point and other platforms at some point. I think it looks really nice. Basically, you could see collaborative base building and shooting and hunting and hit Forrest up for a key. Yeah,
I'm hearing some people really getting into it. Oh,
okay.
Oh no.
So what's really interesting is that you can go online and type in like AI generated biography. So it says here, Ziba Scott is a 35-year-old trainee tradesperson who enjoys extreme ironing, adult coloring books, and spreading fake news on Facebook. He is bright and generous, but can also be very stable and a bit evil. He has a postgraduate degree in philosophy, politics, and economics, a severe phobia of snakes. Physically, Ziba is in pretty good shape. That's pretty good. He has average height with light skin, golden hair, and green eyes. Unusually, he has a prosthetic arm as a shark ate his. So congratulations. And also, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Ichiro asked me not to look at the slides beforehand. I see this is why. I'm happy about everything except that haircut. I don't know what those bangs. These a little gel in them. That's all
You're not unhappy about spreading fake news on Facebook? Demi has confirmed that you are average height and
I appreciate that.
Graham says you killed people. So Ziba put the upper left. This is what we're working on over at Deja Bung. We got a city called 20-Minute Metropolis that we're getting on Steam. Upper left, upper right, lower right, a visual novel called Monster Loves You Too. That's something that is we're now pitching to the platforms. Maybe I mentioned. And then lower left, we are hoping to ink a deal with a local development studio to help us develop a new version of our 2009 base jumping hit. That's what I'm up to.
Ink a deal is one of those uses of like floppy disk save icons. That's something that's going away. Ink I hadn't.
There's e-ink now, right? Yeah. That counts.
All
right, maybe not.
Awesome. No, it's looking great. I'm really excited about all of what you're doing, particularly the aesthetic for I don't know if you can talk about who you're working, not who you hope to sign, but art wise, do you have an artist who's working on that?
Oh, that was me.
Oh, that's really nice.
Cool. Yeah, kept bashing a bunch of assets for stuff. So,
what do you need anybody else for, Ichiro? You should go indie.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, there's too much money in it.
I think that's our review of Devlog. If we missed you, I'm sorry, but I think we went through.
Yeah.
There was some. No. Oh yeah. Oh, I left out this most important one. Elliot Mitchell is all hot and bothered about resubmitting for the latest iOS App Store guidelines. Very important.
Yeah, we want to talk about that for a minute. I don't know what we want to say. First of all, hi, Elliot. Is he actually? I saw Vermont Digital Arts briefly. He's probably really, really busy right now because he has to do something. I feel like there could be an Elliot. I love Elliot. I'm ragging on him. There could be an Elliot Mitchell. I'm very busy generator, and I'm going to write that now.
That was a segment where we can throw over to Elliot Mitchell, but he'll always have some excuse for being busy.
Yep.
Was like I had to re-render Bjork on a 48 core.
Yeah, no kidding.
iPhone.
Come on.
We love you, Elliot.
God.
Yeah, that's the review of the arts. Post your stuff in Devlog. We love to see it all there. And I think it's I don't know, it's context that pulls us together to what we're working on. That's why we're here, right? Because we
I like it.
Making games.
Even I would say, even if we're sometimes people will post to devlogs and not get an immediate response. That doesn't mean that people aren't watching and enjoying. If you do watch and enjoy, then put a thumbs up or something.
All right. Well, on to the whole, the more important part of the show. Today's guest is Mitchell, or Chel Wong. Chel is an award-winning freelance composer and sound designer for video games and co-organizer of Game Audio Boston. They are a regular attendee of multiple Boston events. She's got a lot of cool projects under her belt and more underway. Please welcome Chel Wong.
Welcome.
Hello. Well, that was scary. Hi.
Hey.
Can I ask a personal question? And that is, did you prepare your theme song that we asked you to write 5 seconds ago?
I mean, I could literally just play something.
Do it. 5 seconds.
Please,
forever.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm sold. I'm all in. I can't wait for the whole. I heard the single. I can't wait for the album to drop. That was great. So, I actually suspect a lot of people here know you better than they know us, because you've been really good about going to meetups in the last year or more. But let's get into it. So music is your angle, and what you've got a background in composing and conducting and performance. What motivated you to apply this musical talent to games?
So I guess it's kind of funny because my whole life, people are like, oh, if you like video games so much and you like music so much, why don't you just become a video game composer? And I always tell people, you can't just do that. You know how hard it is? And then things happen. I was going to be a band teacher. I did some nonprofit work at schools, and then things were kind of shaky. And then people that I kind of knew were like, hey, we're making a game. We're looking for people to do another programmer, a composer, and sound designer. And I'm like, I haven't done this before, but I could try. And they're like, sure. And then I just sang something into my phone and wrote it into Finale, which I despise. And then I just printed an MP3 from Finale. Like, whoa, it's great. And they asked me to do another character's theme song, and then another. And then I was like, huh. And then I was like, maybe I can make this work. I didn't think I ever could, but
so there was a bit of a. Did you got that addictive rush of I did a thing in games? Is that what was happening there?
yeah, I mean, I was, for the first time in my life since I was 13 or 14, I was lost, and that was really scary. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't actually know. And I was at this weird crossroad. I almost went to grad school for bass drum performance. I was not cut out for that.
Huh.
Clearly, you could tell it was pretty bad.
No, don't. That was great. We loved it. Everybody in the audience who didn't love it, get the
crowd went wild.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, the crowd did. Look at all the hand claps and so forth.
But for our sake, I'm glad you've decided to hang out in games with your talent here. And you are not just sitting here making game music for yourself. You are a co-organizer of Game Audio Boston, which I believe is obviously a community. Probably a number of people here tonight already know what the heck it is, but what is it? Who is it for? What is Game Audio Boston?
So earlier, Chris mentioned that the last Tuesday of this month, Oscar Cohen, who actually was also a former organizer of Game Audio Boston, is giving a talk. And as it probably sounds from the title, Game Audio Boston is just a collective of people who do audio in this area, or game audio, I should say. And we meet up once a month, and we're one of 6 or 5 different meetup groups in this area that meet about once a month, and we do monthly talks. And we also used to try and do casual meetups, but things have been kind of weird lately. So
Yeah.
let's see if we pick that up again when the world kind of becomes healthy again.
I like the optimism there. I kind of want to share the when the world picks up and becomes normal, but I kind of feel like it's an if now. Not to bring the whole evening down, but there I've done it.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So there's a lot of like overlap. You're saying there's you called it one of like 6 meetups around town. I think you're talking about like game meetups. Bug and indies and postmortem and wig. Music not being the core of my circle. I kind of wondered, like, do the area game musicians also find each other? Are there other non-game music meetups that you also find community around?
So, I mean, I guess I started to go to like, I think the first meetup I ever went to was Bug. And I didn't know anyone. I was like really scared. But now that I've been going to these meetups for like, it's been like 3 years, I feel like I've been really comfortable with the game dev community here, not just the game audio. There's a lot of people in game audio because of Berkeley and just the schools around. And so people come and they go, and that's kind of pretty normal. But I mean, there's so many people who've been here for so long. And besides that, I also I used to compete in Smash. And so I would go to like these weekly tournaments for that. And that's also like another community. So between going to meetups and doing Smash tournaments, it was like kind of a nice social life that I was living.
Yeah, and I know you're into Smash. I love it because I saw it on your website, which we should get a link to at some point. You have a great website. That you have this website that is full of all these great accomplishments, these games you've worked on, and then you just you go hard into, just briefly. It's something like I really love all the Smash except Smash 4. Also, I used to be the #1 K Rool player in some area. Like, I love that you went into that.
#1 K Rool in Massachusetts, which didn't mean much because there was like maybe 2 other people that I was like competing with, and now I'm not. I'm definitely not anymore. But yeah, I have been playing Smash since probably as long as it's been out, and Smash 4 made me like stop playing for a long time, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life anymore. I hate this game. The more I played it, the less I liked it.
Was it Smash that like suddenly in 4 it became bad and that made you question things, or was it your overcommitment to Smash and then you were like?
I was still in college when Smash 4 came out, and I just hate all of the changes that they did. I know people rag on Brawl for being really, really, really bad for competitive, but like casually, that game is incredible. Like, you look at the single player content in that game, and it's stuffed and it's good. Smash 4 just felt really bad. It was really pretty and it had good music and all this stuff, but it just felt like the actual game itself was really dumb feeling. Man, recovery in that game was too easy. And then it went to 2 stocks, and I'm like, no, I'm out. So.
And yeah, I'm very happy for that tangent. The reason I bring it up is I love that it has a spot on your professional webpage. And I thought it raised some interesting, because as I was talking to you, you said something roughly, well, I'm going to misquote you here, of like, I'm not into being that professional on Twitter. And I think it's there's a lot of interesting questions around what is being professional in game dev, particularly as a freelancer, contractor, or self-employed, or a small business, when you're representing yourself. Like, what does it mean to be professional? I don't know. And particularly, I thought, Ichiro, you're someone who always wants to show flavor and everything, in a good way. And I think Chel's website beats both of ours pretty well in terms of being professional, showing accomplishments and showing personality.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chris had that up a minute ago. Oh, I don't know. Was that a question for Chel? Should we like formulate that as a like?
Yeah.
Define how professional Ziba should be.
I mean, I guess for me, like, being in an education background at first, where it's like you kind of had to scrub a lot of your online presence. There's just a lot of stuff that like you can't let kids see all this stuff, and it was just like, man, but I'm like kind of a goober. I don't know how to like. I don't know how to hold myself back on certain things, and it was just like very uncomfortable. And with game dev, I mean, like, everyone's a nerd. Everyone's a nerd in this industry. You kind of have to be. So I feel like I'm not, for me at least, like I'm professional. I do the job. I show what I can do. I'm really proud of what I can do. But I'm also not gonna be like a cardboard person on the internet and just like, here's the thing, and that's it. I will just be who I am, and I'm not afraid to be who I am, and like that's just kind of how I feel is like my online person. I mean, like who I am in person is who I am online. So
Oh, I really like that. That was sort of beautifully wrapped up. I don't want to dive further because I'll just ruin it. Um, and for once, we're not going to go crazy over time. I want to move on to the last questions I have for you, which is what's next? What is next for you? What will we be seeing in Devlog and hearing you talk about?
I started working at this company called Zelgor. Actually, I think I think the next guest is also an employee there, and we are buds. But yeah, I got hired to work as a composer for this mobile game company, Zelgor, and we are working on a couple of games. I think I'm like actually not quite sure how much I can say yet, but there will be some news soon. I'm like pretty sure that I didn't break NDA right now. So
I think
yeah,
that's
so I've been working on some mobile games and writing a lot of music. It's been really fun.
that's awesome.
I love that spot. That spot of anticipation of I haven't broken NDA yet, but I kind of want to, or but I've got things going. That's what's one of the, I don't know. There's some joy in part. It's part of a cycle of being in games.
Well, it's
No,
not like
Ichiro?
this is not going to be on the internet or anything. So
I'm saying, like, no, Chel didn't actually break NDA, or the
no.
guest would have broken in and destroyed us or something, or been pounding on the door. It's just, I'm saying it's part of that cycle of why I love games is you have these times when I'm at this part in a project, I'm not that. It's not this monotonous. In the best of times, it's not this monotonous. You have this moving through projects and starting and getting excited and announcing them and putting them out, and it's all part of the beautiful circle of the life of games.
I'm literally looking through Twitch chat to see if G Funk is yelling at me for anything. I'm like, I didn't say that much, so I should be fine.
Oh,
No,
she says you're good.
You've been an absolute wonderful guest. Thank you for being on our show. I want to remind people, listen to Chel's music and to get them know better at mitchellwongaudio.com. And also I think it's a fun model for how to put yourself out there professionally and personally in a game site. Check out the Play Games channel in the Slack. People still playing games there? I feel bad. I haven't been doing it.
How have you not been doing this? We've been playing. Are you not? Do you hate Grand Theft Auto? Do you hate us and not want to like? Because we have a GTA session. This is open to anybody. We've been playing weekly, sometimes twice weekly, and like Forrest has dropped real money on it. Chris is like playing with a bunch of randos, and Trevor in the audience. I love you, man, but you're the worst driver I've ever ridden with.
Oh, now I'm scared to join it. So if I never played before, I got to be good to join this channel.
Yeah, you got to be better at crashing into a telephone pole than the rest of us are.
Wait. Did you call it Trevor? Didn't Trevor spend 2 years making a game about crashing cars and?
Oh, that's right. So he's really good at that.
Yeah. Last reminder: post in Devlog. And now I'm going to throw back to I don't know if we're going to Chris or we're going directly to our mystery guest. Are they still supposed to be a mystery for our guest? It's Phil. It's Phil. It's Phil Fogerite here to teach you how to make a questionably tiki drink. But I've had the drink before, not from him, but I know it's a delicious one. So one of my favorite drinks. Please stay tuned for that. And then we move right on into happy hour. Everybody will join the Zoom. Yeah. And there you can argue about, is the PS5 design sexy or not?
It sucks.
And yeah, save it for the happy hour. All right.
Back
to you,
Chel.
Chris/Phil. Thank you, Chel.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Can you guys all hear me? Thumbs up. Cool. All right. So today I'm going to be making the national drink of Brazil. It's called the caipirinha, and it's a drink that I discovered like over 10 years ago and has been my favorite cocktail ever since. It's super simple. I don't even need to post a recipe here because it's literally one liquor. It's basically, the Brazilian name for it is cachaça, which is a sugarcane-based rum. It's not made from the molasses, it's made from the sugarcane. A lot of other types of rums are made this way as well. They're called rum agricoles. Cachaça is the Brazilian version of that. I've got 3 of them here. There's a lot of different variety within this, but my recommendation for making a good caipirinha is to use something that's a little bit harsher. You don't want like a really smooth, sweet sipping cachaça like La Blonde. You want something like an Ipioca, or my absolute favorite, which I don't have right now, is Cachaça 51, which is actually a really cheap and easy to find one. So it's basically just this liquor, a lot of lime. One of the most important things about it that makes it kind of interesting as a demo is that you want to have different textures to it. You want to have the lime juice, the pulp, so you have to mash it up and make sure that you get the pulp out of it. You're not just trying to get the juice. And then you want to add crystallized sugar, which you don't use like a sugar syrup, ideally, because you want to have that crunch in it. And I would recommend always drinking it with a straw. So I'm basically just going to juice these limes, and I would recommend almost like a whole lime and all of the juice that you can get out of it and all the pulp that you can possibly get out of it per drink, as well as I've got, I would recommend like a large grain turbinado sugar because you don't actually want it to fully dissolve and to not mix it too much. So I've basically just got all of the pulp in here. I'm going to add a sugar packet just because that's the turbinado that I have right now. We're going to mix this up with actually probably I'm making about 3 drinks worth here. It's a strong cocktail. There's no mixer. And then we're just going to add this into the glass with just like a little bit of mixing. And a bit of ice. I would recommend like whole ice cubes, not crushed ice, because you're going to be drinking this through a straw, and you want the sugar and the lime juice, or the lime pulp, to come up the straw, and you don't want crushed ice coming up it. And that's it.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us for Bit Show episode 3. I hope you had a good time. I'll post this on YouTube or whatever soon. I'm just going to close this out. I'm going to post the link to the Zoom chat over in the Slack channel, so go check there in 2 minutes or something. And thanks for joining us.
Let's go.